Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Next Team Podcast, episode 6. I'm your host, BK. I'm back after my 1 week hiatus because I wasn't feeling well, but we are back and it's all normal. I'm fine and we can resume as normal. So, before we start the show, I want to let you guys know, just follow us on Instagram. We are on Instagram as @thenextteamsg. To participate in our weekly fan polls for shouts from the stands. And catch us on Spotify and YouTube as the Next Team Podcast. And don't forget to follow us on all these platforms. So, without further ado, what's up, boys? How are y'all doing?
What's up?
Yeah, doing good.
What's up, guys? What a delectable medley of footballing splendor.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay, so as usual, let's just start with recent results. I'm gonna start with Chelsea Atletico Madrid. Chelsea 1, Atletico Madrid 0. So, what are our thoughts on that?
Big man Giroud.
Yeah, I think Giroud's.
I think we should start
presence
by
has to
saying
be-
that was an incredible goal.
Yes, that was
yeah.
that was out of this world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scoring overhead kick in a Champions League is like something. It's like I don't know. It's becoming a recurring thing like every season. But
Something about Giroud and spectacular goals. I
Yeah,
might
yeah.
be wrong on this. But didn't Mkhitaryan score a scorpion kick immediately after he scored a scorpion
No,
kick?
he
as
scored
well?
it before. Right, the
Yeah,
week
yeah.
before Mkhitaryan scored. I mean,
So-
that was offside, that's another thing. But the week after, but it's still a fantastic goal, okay? Not taking away anything. But Giroud scored the next week. And then the following week, they equalized against Bournemouth and he was out celebrating. I think the 3-3 draw. I think Arjun would remember this.
Yeah.
Yes.
Everyone was grabbing the ball and going back, and Giroud was doing the scorpion kick celebration.
Yes.
I think you know what's the perfect way to describe it now? His goals are prolific, but he's not a prolific goal scorer. You get it? I think like the way he scores and like the clutch moments is like so important, but he doesn't do it week in, week out. That he goes under the radar.
He's not your 20 goals a season.
I think he's the
striker.
perfect number 2 striker, honestly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
he's a very good off the bench striker.
Yeah. Super sub, basically.
And I'm quite afraid because he's probably starting later tonight against us. So
Yeah, it's
That's
actually a
not
very strong
looking good.
possibility.
Oh, he starts ahead of Werner.
I think
For-
Werner.
for
I
tonight.
think
Werner is
on
the
form
wing
maybe.
right now.
Does he
Tuchel
start
will
both
be
of them? Tuchel actually. Did
keeps
he start?
rotating.
Did he start both of them the other night against Atletico? Let me just double confirm that.
I think Werner Werner played, but I think we also need to talk about Atletico, the Spanish BURNLEY, as they say. As
Yeah,
Liverpool
but
fans, we all know how they beat.
Oh yeah,
and knock
just to
you out,
confirm,
right?
he actually started both of them. Yeah, Giroud play up top and he played
Werner played
Mount
wide.
and he played Mount and Werner on the. I don't know what you call it.
Yeah.
He played 2 number 10s actually. So yeah,
Actually,
it's a
yeah,
bit-
the 2 striker system suits Giroud perfectly. I mean, that's how France set up for the
Yeah.
World Cup. So,
Yeah.
like Griezmann was the runner, and then Giroud will always try to find a flick onto him, and then they really work well together. So maybe
Yeah.
that's what Tuchel is trying to recreate.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Old-fashioned tactics for old-fashioned striker.
Yeah,
Yep.
2 up top.
yeah. 2 up top is
2
like,
up top. The
is
the
like-
fast one and the tall one, basically.
Yeah,
But yeah, I think
Uh,
Atletico Madrid, I feel like we don't criticize them enough because I don't know, like I don't feel like their style of football is the best. Like I don't know personally.
no, but I think
No, I mean
It
like
brings
they play
results,
defensive football. That's what I'm meaning, right?
Yeah, they play like
Like,
6-3-1 apparently against Chelsea at one point on time.
oh wow,
Which was like mad. When you're like
They played
playing
what? Sorry.
6-3-1 like formation.
Oh, 6-3. I mean, dude, it's Atletico. They've been doing that
Yeah.
ever since Simeone took over.
But you're technically home though. Like Chelsea were playing away this game, so
Yeah.
it was like kind of.
it is a legitimate style of play. You can't
Yeah.
just take it away from them.
They-
You see, they are actually top of. I'm just looking at the La Liga table right now. They are they are 2 points clear of Barca with 2 games in hand, and the next 2 games is against Villarreal. Okay, they have one against Real Madrid after that. But you would think that they're going to extend the lead. It's not going to remain at 2 points. Quite unlikely. But yeah, so it served them well for the majority of the season. So one bad game doesn't mean that the whole style of play should be thrown out the window. Like, it's been working out well for them in the long term. Even attacking football doesn't always guarantee you results. So to be very honest, Chelsea do not have it in the bag by any means.
Yeah,
But it's definitely a surprising result, because I don't think anyone of us gave Chelsea a chance, especially after Lampard got sacked. Okay, I mean, we all thought that Tuchel, maybe it's a new manager bounce, all that. But to be fair to him, he's been doing well at his short stay at the club so far.
I don't think he's
this
lost
is a
it.
surprising result.
Yeah, so hopefully we end that.
But the thing about Atletico Madrid is it's almost become their identity right now. Like the whole defensive block. I don't think it's as bad as some people say it is. Like, I don't think they're like Burnley bad or West Brom under Pulis bad, but they're still like their identity is very defensive, which is ironic because the last 4 or 5 strikers they've had are world beater kind of strikers. They have Suarez now, Griezmann. They had Aguero at one point.
Felix,
Falcao.
João Felix.
So I mean, has João Felix been performing though?
Yeah, this season he has.
He's supposedly
Really?
Yeah, he's improved a lot
Upcoming.
from last season.
Okay.
But maybe
But-
that's part of it, right, BK? You have world class strikers, and then the rest of your team can focus more on the defending.
Yeah.
When you see Suarez this season, he's been probably the main player for them in the attack. So maybe that's how Simeone is set up to let maybe 1 or 2 attackers take the lead, and the rest of the team can focus on just staying back and holding the line.
Yeah, but what I think the point I was trying to say is, like, if they were playing, let's say they were playing almost like a Man City type of football, let's say, so how many goals could those strikers have gotten? Like, that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, fair point.
Yeah, but
But do they also have
it's
the
just a hypothetical
attacking-
situation.
To be fair, Man
They-
City also have many different scorers every time. So yeah, I mean, I get what you mean, lah. But I'm just saying that.
Atletico Madrid don't need saving, so
Yeah.
Like, personally, I'm extremely shocked by this result, but
What do you feel about Simeone? Do you all like put him in par with like Klopp, Mourinho, all this, or like do you think it's in the next bracket?
I think the lack of silverware is jarring because okay, I mean, I say lack of silverware, but what has he won he's won the La Liga twice, right? Or once?
Once or
Once,
twice.
right?
Once, I think.
He has probably won it, lah.
I mean, but to
not
do
in
that,
the recent years, at least.
To be fair, in La Liga, your Madrids and your Barças are always there. I mean, now they have had a dip in form, but that's the thing.
Yeah, so
Madrid and Barca have always been so dominant over the years. So it's a bit unfair to criticize to say that he doesn't have silverware. But I mean, I think he's still a very good manager, lah. He's like one of those like unlucky managers, I would say, like Poch maybe, who hasn't had nearly as much silverware as they should. At least given the talent of their management style and all that, lah.
And to be fair to him, Simeone has reached a lot of finals as well, but only to be beaten by Real Madrid or Barcelona. So you have to feel for him.
They were very close to winning their Champions League final. Then Ramos out of nowhere.
Oh, yes.
It's honestly quite sad.
Was that 15, 16, was it?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think it was the first Champions
peak
League that Real
BBC.
Madrid won. After a long time. Yeah.
Okay, so with that, I think we are done about Chelsea and Atletico Madrid. And we move on to Man U versus Real Sociedad 0-0. So come on, Man U fans, I'm sure you have a lot to say. Pramod, I'm sure you have a lot to say.
This is not really a rant. It's more like, once again, the cluelessness of Solskjaer that I'm trying to like bring out to you all. So he essentially played a pretty strong team. Like, he had Bruno, and then halftime he brought on Rashford and stuff. But we still created like 4 big chances in the whole game, which doesn't make sense because you're playing a depleted Real Sociedad team. And another thing I don't understand is why are you bringing on Rashford when you have to rest him for the weekend and you have a 4-0 lead? That's something also I don't understand. But it also further highlights the point that you're adding on more attacking talent on the pitch and we still fail to create any chances. And it just shows that we are a team that relies on individual brilliance and like freestyle football. Like, there's no like proper tactic. You just bring whoever on, and then at one point, like, you see like the wingers, they are like getting overlapped too. Like, the wingers position is like so low the pitch, so down the pitch. like towards their own half, and it's just like all over the place. So it's just like I don't understand what he's doing. Yeah, it's quite terrible. But okay lah, we
What?
had the lead. But
Which
whatever.
minute did Rashford come on?
Halftime.
Halftime.
Oh man.
Which was
Yeah,
when
it's
Bruno was
quite-
sent off.
Okay, but I still think the word clueless is a bit too.
He took off
like
Bruno.
harsh,
Okay,
Yeah, he took off Bruno for
He took
Rashford.
off Bruno. I mean, to be fair, Bruno is our main player. He's going to start against Chelsea, so it's resting Bruno. He's
Yeah,
giving
makes sense,
Bruno 45. He's giving Rashford 45. So, okay.
And so, Pramo, would you
That's my
rather
case.
Bruno play or Rashford play against Chelsea?
I would say both, but okay lah. I
No, my question said, would you rather Bruno play or Rashford?
yeah, we need both equally. Like I feel.
Okay, who is
Really?
more important?
Okay,
There's
but-
one
okay,
player
we-
more important clearly here. I don't think it's a
Of
difference.
course lah, Bruno. But like if you have a
Yeah.
4-0 lead, why are you risking them when they have like 3 days to play?
I think okay. You think about it. If he plays some young kid, what if by some miracle we lose 5-0? I'm saying hypothetically lah. Let's say we play a complete
we did
youth
play
team.
young
You want to
kids,
risk?
what? We did
you
play
wanna
like
re-
Shola and we
Sorry?
brought on, I think we brought the 16-year-old dude, the Shola.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
I know. Yeah, but what I'm saying is, so your point being here is that he should have rested more players, right? Is that what you're saying? And
I would say that I'm making two sides lah. Either you rest more or like you and then also even with all the talent we are failing to create anything against such a lowly rated side. So
I don't think they are
feel
okay.
it's-
First of all, right, I need to correct you there. I don't think they are lowly rated side at all. They are pretty good players lah. I think Mikel Merino is a very good defensive midfielder. Oyarzabal actually very good. I know he missed the penalty in the match, but he is still a very good player. Isak is an up and coming striker. Januzaj, yeah, I mean, enough said lah. United
David
talents. Yeah.
Silva.
No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, but I mean, they're not. You can't just dismiss them as a horrible side lah. I mean, to be very honest, I thought that Sociedad will be a tricky fixture, and the fact that we got the job done in the first leg itself, thought is very commendable. And to be fair, we didn't like 0-0. I don't really look. First of all, I don't really think it's a bad result per se. As long as we get through that tie, doesn't matter how we do it. I mean, my Arsenal fans should know lah. But yeah, the thing is,
Oh, wow.
just kidding. No, like, but I'm just saying that okay lah. I mean, I see that. I understand. If your point is saying that he's not resting, maybe he could have played a bit more young players. Fair enough. But I think 45 minutes to Bruno and 45 minutes to Rashford is fair enough. Like it's fair lah, because he's in his thinking. He's thinking that if he plays a too young squad, they might get beat 5-0 or 6-0, which could potentially knock us out of the tie, and that's not good for us lah. So I guess I understand the point on him playing some of our first team players.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's just being pragmatic.
Yeah,
lah,
I think
because,
I
like,
agree.
yeah.
like imagine y'all lose the tie from after what y'all did in the first leg.
Exactly,
Like,
yeah.
The backlash
Oh,
would
yeah.
be insane. So yeah,
It's a bit risky. Yeah.
I think he's respecting the opposition and
I just feel
ensuring
like
that
okay
they go
lah.
through.
I get what you mean, but I just feel like with the talent we have and the chances we created were not like this was a complete mismatch.
Okay lah.
and I feel like
We can see it tonight lah. I mean, your assessment I think is more fair tonight. Especially, I think once the team is 4-0 up in the first leg, psychologically they have like a mindset to take the foot off the gas a bit also. So I don't think it's a fair assessment. Maybe we can see maybe like tonight then how they play, and maybe from there you can start your run next week lah. No worries.
also by the way, Martial had 5 touches in the opposition box.
Martial, don't get me started on him. I don't know what's wrong with him lah.
A striker has 5 touches. That just shows that
He's
the team is not
no.
playing.
Martial is. I don't know what's wrong with him. This is horrendous. I hate. I mean, he was for some reason I thought like Martial like he scored like 17 goals last season. Suddenly I thought he'll take his game up a notch, and for some reason it's just been bad game after bad game. I don't know what's wrong with him lah. Yeah, but that's another debate for another day.
But don't you think that shows that the team is not like flowing well? The fact that your
Not
striker only
really,
has 5 touches in the penalty box, and he's not a one.
we don't have a 20 goals. To be fair, we don't even have a 20.
No, he has only 5
per season
touches.
striker.
Do you get it? He only touched the ball 5 times in the penalty box of the.
But that's also.
What
I
does that
don't really
show?
look
That means
for-
you're not playing to him. No man.
No, but
That's
our
what-
style of play isn't relying on the striker to score the goals, man. That's also another thing. We have many different scorers. Okay, Bruno is dominating it, but apart from that, we do have quite a number of scorers. We don't rely on one particular player. We don't have that 20 goal a season striker to rely on. So you can't really make that point lah. If you have if let's say we had a Kane in our team and you tell me he's taking 5 touches, yeah, fair enough lah. Okay, we are playing badly. I mean, just not utilizing the striker properly. But it's not like that. Our style of play is on the counter. We are going to feed balls through the wings, and either Rashford or whoever is on the other side is going to get on the end of long balls or counter-attacking plays, and that's how we're going to score our goals. So you can't really criticize the fact that Martial only has 5 touches, and yeah, I mean he has a bad season. That's another story lah. But yeah,
Then the criticism should be on Martial as well. Shouldn't he
Yeah,
be
yeah,
doing more to get involved?
it's more on Martial. Like I don't
It
think
is
it's fair
lah,
to
but
put it on the
it's
Ole.
also
On
the
Ole.
team's
It's hard
general,
to blame Ole for that.
Yeah.
Okay lah. I mean, I'm just
I-
okay lah. Move on.
I don't mean to interrupt the conversation here, but did Pramod answer my question?
Bruno
Would-
or
if
Rashford,
it's
is it?
if it's Bruno or Rashford, like if you had to duct tape one to his
Yeah,
chair at
def-
home and then
Bruno,
you can only
Bruno,
take one
I'd
to
say
Old Trafford,
Bruno.
which one?
Bruno.
No, I'm just saying, I'm just phrasing it this way so you
Obviously,
can't
Luke Shaw.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so Bruno, right?
Yeah.
Nah, I wanted to know where you
It is.
stand
It
on
is.
that. Okay. So are we done with Man U and Sociedad? We can move on.
Yeah.
Okay. So up next, Arsenal against Benfica. Arsenal won 3-2. So I'll let Arjun take this. So let's go. Come on, Arjun.
Okay, so when we were 2-1 down, I was quite worried because I was actually watching the match, and I realized that this could easily be a repeat of last year, and thankfully this time Aubameyang actually took his chances. He saved us, but again it's a case of us shooting ourselves in the foot. Like all 3 goals of theirs could have been avoided. The first was a penalty where Smith Rowe, he was a bit lazy when he was defending across, then hit him, it was handball and it was a penalty. Second goal, we give away a free kick on the stroke of half time, and it was a completely unnecessary foul. It was Danny Ceballos. Like the guy was like, there was no attack forming there, and then he just goes to tackle him for some reason, and then they score a superb free kick. So I mean, credit to them. And then the second goal they score is, so what happens is that we have a corner. Their keeper catches it, then he goes straight. He plays a ball straight, like a Alisson type to Salah, that kind. So Danny Ceballos, for some reason, he looks behind. He sees nobody behind him. He just sees acres of space, and he sees the player making the run. And then there's Bellerin and David Luiz to the left and right of him. Instead of heading it to either of them, for some reason he heads it back to goal, even though he knows the guy is running in behind.
wow.
So I don't know what he was thinking there. It's just the fun.
Maybe he was going for the double bluff.
Maybe. Dude, we were closer to the halfway line than to Leno. So I don't. So I don't know what we were thinking there. I don't know what he was thinking there. So he almost cost us the tie. Like he single-handedly almost cost us Europa League, which is
Oh my god.
it's the most Arsenal thing ever. That's the thing. But
Hey, but you guys won.
but at the end,
fair play.
I mean, fair play to like the few players that actually care about playing proper football. Like our season can be summed up by 3 players: Saka, Tierney, and Aubameyang at times carrying us. And Tierney was the one who got the equalizer, and it was important that he got the equalizer, like because we were like nobody else was actually caring. Like he single-handedly injected the energy. So fair play to Tierney, because I think he's a proper leader. He's actually someone we can count on as captain in the future. So
Wow,
in
nice.
that sense, I'm quite happy that we at least have some players. And then finally, I had to talk about Bukayo Saka, because the guy just continues to surprise me. Like he's our most played outfield player this season, if I'm not wrong. Wow. And as a young player,
that's impressive.
as a young player, you as a fan, you expect him to have a bit of a dip in form, because young players aren't used to playing week in, week out at that intensity. But it seems that every week he plays, he just gets better. And he provided the assist for our opening goal. It was a very nice ball in behind for Aubameyang, and then Aubameyang had a good finish of a chip. And then the third goal was a very good cross to the far post, and then he made he literally put it on the plate. Aubameyang just had to move his head forward to finish. So
Okay.
that's
For like
shout out to
Liverpool, it's
the-
like
shout
that
out to
night
the
in
star boy.
Istanbul.
Yeah.
Then for Arsenal, it's
The guy's incredible. Yeah, that's all I can say.
So Arjun, you are complimenting like the commitment of some of the players. Like you like the commitment.
Yeah, I like the commitment,
But
but
not-
I want to
but-
see
but
more
not-
from the entire team. Because like it's like we can't keep relying on like 2 or 3 players to drag us through the season. Like they are being paid so much per week, and then this is the kind of performance that they come up with. Like like what are sub buyers doing? And then our centre back pairing, Gabriel and David. This was Gabriel's worst game by far. I don't know. It's like David Luiz infected him with clownery syndrome. Yeah, like it was like either one or the other. Whenever they had attack, one of them will do some clownery, then the other will make up for it. And in a way, somehow it worked out. But yeah, I don't know what the hell is going on with that. Like
you just brace yourself for the day that both of them become clowns.
no, it's the thing with Arsenal. Like whenever we get a new centre back, they play well for 2 to 3 months. Then they learn bad habits from the other clowns at the club. Then they become a clown themselves.
Wait, aren't they Brazil's like starting centre back partnership?
Sorry,
Are they Brazil's starting centre back partnership?
why? I don't think David Luiz would be selected for Brazil.
Okay, and
Oh.
Yeah, fair lah.
Yeah, I mean
There's
Gabriel
like what,
maybe in the
there's like
future
Marquinhos.
if he recaptures his form, I definitely think that he could be a huge player for Brazil. But at this time, it would be probably Thiago Silva, Marquinhos, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh yeah, they have Thiago Silva.
Marquinhos.
Okay.
Yeah.
But Thiago Silva still. Okay, no, we're going off topic. And okay. Anyway, what I was saying is, Arjun, you are complimenting the players on their commitment, but I think really the people who truly deserve a shout out for their commitment are the people who wake up at 3:45 a.m. to watch Arsenal play in the Europa League.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Oh my
You guys
even
are
even I don't watch United. That's mad.
No, because I knew something was going to go down. And like like the 1-1, right? I already knew, okay, these guys are about to turn up the clownery
Capitulate.
factor. And then it happened. And I was like, it was like legitimate PTSD. And it was the funniest thing. We are drawn against Olympiacos the next round.
Oh shit.
So
yeah,
yeah,
not against AC Milan lah. I mean,
yeah, I know, but it's just that because we
Yeah.
got knocked out by Olympiacos last season, it brings up very bad memories for me.
yeah.
And the funniest thing is that now they have Socrates, Big Papa,
Big Papa.
they are center of the defense.
Okay.
I've never heard that one, but yeah.
Yeah, and
Big
his
Papa.
funniest thing is that he had an interview, and then he's like, yeah, it's a very strange situation because I was with them a month ago, and then like, yeah, but they are a very big club, and we have to be at our best to repeat last year. Then I was like, repeat last year, bro? You were with us like a month ago. Why you yeah, it's just Arsenal Football Club. But nobody does comedy better than us. Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay. So with that, so apart from that, apart from one other result, apart from this result, it was a relatively normal week in the Europa League. Barring one result, Leicester versus Slavia Praha. Leicester 0, Slavia Praha 2. So what do you guys think? I think this opens up a topic for discussion. Are the other top 5 leagues catching up to the EPL in terms of competitiveness? Let's look over the fact that Slavia Prague are not from a top 5 league. But the question, it literally says here on the Google Docs, EPL equals to Farmers League. So what do you think about this? I'm opening the floor to discussion.
Who put that?
Okay, first of all, who wrote EPL equals Farmers League? Come on,
Yeah.
who
Oh,
knows?
it's
Very
gonna be
cute.
Pramod.
No, it was
That's
me.
not me.
I was just
Oh,
joking.
wow.
It's just a joke. I don't actually. It's just that this season I noticed that if you compare our title race and then the other 4 leagues, the other 4 leagues are actually more competitive this season, which is not something I expected, or not something that happens very regularly. Like if you look at Bundesliga, RB Leipzig are actually quite close to Bayern. Serie A, Inter and AC Milan, and then Juventus are struggling actually to get back in the race, which shows that there's a resurgence of some title contenders in the league as well. Then League One, for some reason PSG aren't at it, and like I'm not sure who was at the top of the league before.
I think it's Lille.
I think it's Lille.
I think it's
Lille, and I think Lyon are actually having a pretty good season themselves. So yeah, that's why I just thought maybe it's an interesting topic to cover. Yeah.
Okay, so I have something to say about this. While it's true that the Premier League number 1 spot is more or less cemented for most of the season. Like you know who's gonna win the league, like probably way back in December or November sometimes. So I feel that although that's the case, I feel that the subsequent placings from 2 to 8, I still think that EPL is the most competitive league.
Yeah.
That's very
Because
true.
I agree with that.
and not
Yeah,
just
that's
2 to 8, you can say you can make a case for 2 to 20, because Liverpool are losing to Burnley and Brighton. So like it happens because there's like I think the sheer physicality of the league catches up to teams, and then that opens the door for quote unquote smaller clubs to win against quote unquote bigger clubs. So I feel that is a purely Premier League thing right now. Although you could sort of make a case for La Liga, but I think that's more due to clubs like Barcelona mismanaging their teams rather than the actual physicality of the league catching up to them. If you watch Barcelona, let's say like 15-16 Barcelona, they essentially just like they're playing against Eibar. You know, like Eibar is a club with a stadium of a capacity of like 20,000 fans. So like when Barcelona plays against Eibar, of course they're gonna win. Like there's no chance that Eibar are gonna win. So like I feel it's that kind of La Liga is that kind of league where I think all the supreme players in the world, they sort of have their sights on La Liga and they just go to either Barcelona or Real
Right.
Madrid. And the talent is so concentrated in these two clubs, and Atletico also, sorry. So the talent is so concentrated among these three clubs that like the other clubs almost don't matter. Like
That's very
that's
true.
why I feel specifically about La Liga.
I think a good way to back up your point is if you look at the Spanish team, it's just Madrid and Barca. Whereas if you look at the English national team, it's from every, like, even, for example, Grealish or like Barnes or like Calvert-Lewin. You have like
Good point,
players
good
from
point.
every single
Right.
club. So
Actually, nothing drives home this point more than the fact that 5 years ago we were referring to the top 4 clubs. Now we are calling it top 6 because suddenly Tottenham's in the mix. So like I feel that's growth. That's growth towards a more competitive league and an overall more entertaining league to watch.
yeah, and then now we have the classic top 6 and then the current top 6 because like Leicester is in the top 6.
Yeah,
Right.
see, that's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Are West Ham still in the top 6?
They're
Yeah, they are.
I
They
think
are
fourth, I think.
Yeah,
They're top 4.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
dude, I mean, come on.
One
bro.
point I wanted to raise, like, because I do agree that, like, in terms of overall competitiveness, game by game, like, more teams are getting involved, and like more teams are being competitive in the Premier League. But is there a worry that Man City is gonna kind of form a monopoly where they are just way too good for the rest of the league?
I think it'd be more of a
Because you talk about
no.
talent concentration,
Liverpool
right, in Barcelona and
No.
and Real Madrid, and the way that Man City are operated, they're not going to stop spending, and their recruitment is top notch, which means that
They're
over the
essentially doing
years,
same
right,
thing.
there's going to be even more and more of a gulf in quality almost.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I have a reply for that, because if any league can spend to catch up with the leaders, it's the Premier League. If the Premier League can't do it, no one else can
Yeah.
do it.
Right.
But and as of right now, there's no other league that can, like, you're not gonna see who's like bottom of the who's bottom of the La Liga. Just give me some small La Liga club.
Granada
Huesca.
FC.
Yeah.
Granada is
You're
in
not
the
gonna
Europa
see.
League, okay.
Oh wait, what?
Oh god.
Huesca.
Immediately.
Yes.
Wait, what?
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Actually, I just want to add on this. So, okay.
Oh my god, Eibar is still in La Liga. Oh, sorry. Please carry on. Carry on.
No, yeah. No.
Huesca.
Huesca, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
they're bottom of the table.
Okay.
Vikas, go on.
Yeah. No, as in, if you think about it, right, I feel in Singapore, right, the way Premier League is advertised to us actually speaks volumes about the amount of marketing power the Premier League has. Like,
Yeah.
to be honest, right, would you rather watch a United Sheffield game, or would you rather watch, I don't know, Eibar versus what's the club name you just said?
Huesca.
Eibar versus Huesca.
West. Yeah, okay. I don't even know the club's name. Like, I can't even pronounce it. Okay. So yeah, would you rather watch the La Liga game? Would you rather watch the Premier League game? It's more likely to watch the Premier League games, and
Yeah.
it has to do with. Okay, it might be a bit biased, because I think the way the local television advertises to us is Premier League is the main league we should focus on. Like, and also it also speaks volumes about the amount of money that Premier League clubs have in the way they're able to advertise to a remote country which is in the Far East. We are still we are developed and all that, yeah. But what I mean is that that itself, that is one major reason I think why we are as fans. I feel one good way to judge competitiveness is if you're able to watch the match live. If you're able to watch a Sheffield and Burnley game, that means that league is competitive, and it has a lot to do with the buying power of the Premier League itself, lah. That's what I think, and the way they're able to market themselves, especially in many countries.
And the best managers are all here also, in my opinion. So
Yeah,
That's true. The best managers are all here. Actually, that's a... sorry, because do you have anything to add?
no, not really. You can continue.
Okay. So, yeah, I was going to say... I don't know if I've brought this up in a previous episode, but every single top manager you can think of, apart from the Bayern manager, and Simeone, has managed in the Premier League. Every single one that's in the game right now. So you have Barcelona, you have Koeman. He used to manage Everton, for God's sake. So
He got fired from Everton.
so is at this point it's almost any excuse to managers are really looking for the Premier League. I feel it's a very, very desirable league both for players and managers. So when the league reaches that status, you have the best of the best coming in. I know this contradicts my point about the best players going to Barcelona, but when you have the best of the best coming in, not just to fill a team. So essentially what's happening is it's the exact thing that is happening at Barcelona and Real Madrid is happening to the Premier League as a whole. You have big managers taking up clubs that are I don't want to say smaller, but I mean you have Ancelotti who's a 3 times Champions League winner managing Everton. So I mean I don't mean it in a degrading way, but there's a Ancelotti is managing Everton. How crazy does that sound? Imagine 20 years ago you say when Ancelotti was managing AC Milan, say that guy's going to manage Everton one day. How crazy would that be? That's fair. I feel the Premier League is still number one. The Premier League is still king. That's just my... I'm very passionate about it.
In terms of player recruitment also, you think about it. How many players did Chelsea sign this season? Timo Werner, Kai Havertz, Hakim Ziyech, all these were proper world-class Champions League players, and they were able to attract them to the Premier League. And that itself speaks volumes about... Okay, one is the buying power, and Chelsea aren't necessarily dominating the league right now, but they're able to attract that kind of pedigree of players. And yeah, I think that itself is quite amazing, lah.
Yeah. Arjun definitely has a point, lah, in terms of catching up, but they're not there yet, lah. But yeah, I think that would be a good summary of what we discussed.
I don't think they will ever get there, to be honest.
Same, I don't think they ever
I really
get
don't.
there.
I really don't. The Premier League is too big.
Okay, let me ask you guys a question. Do you guys see a Leicester happening anywhere else in any of the top 5 leagues?
No, actually.
No.
I don't see.
Okay,
think-
but to be
I guess
fair, I didn't see a Leicester happening in the Premier League also before Leicester won.
Yeah,
But you're right.
yeah, the remote possibility, do you think is ever possible? You think PSG are going to... Okay, maybe PSG might lose it to a fellow top 4 club, lah, but Lille, for example. But do you think, I don't know, someone at the bottom... I think Arjun mentioned Monaco just now. Right? Monaco had a bad season under Henry, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but... I mean, okay, Monaco were pretty good at one point in time, lah. So, yeah...
They did win the league one.
Yeah,
So
they
I
did.
guess-
They did. Yeah, so for them is more... Okay, that's a fair point, lah. If you think about it,
I think Arjun has the reason why I brought up this topic is because more of the first position is always cemented. 3 of the past 4 years. If you finish this year, Man City are going to
Liverpool or City, is it?
Yeah, so that's his point, which I agree with. But also BK's point of 2 to 20 makes the league more fun.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
No, but
that's
okay.
fair.
Why, if you say this right, I would say even if City and Liverpool are dominating the league, right, you can still expect a club like Brighton or I don't know West Ham to pull off a result against Liverpool
to
or
beat
City.
them. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and that I do not think you could think of in La Liga or. I think Serie A is actually slowly catching up. To be fair, Serie A
I think Syria,
finally is-
honestly,
Yeah.
Yeah, AC Milan,
Serie A
after
is-
years of dominance by Juventus, finally Inter and AC Milan are stepping up and giving a good run for their money, lah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can
Okay,
I just step into this
go on.
argument about the 2nd to 20th? Because I just feel that we are looking more at the Premier League 2nd to 20th battle because we are invested in the Premier League. We have a bigger interest in the Premier League.
Yeah, this
if you look
adds
at-
on to my point, lah. Yeah, correct.
I mean, if you look at La Liga, for example, there's less than 40 points between 6th and 20th. There's less than 20 points between 6th and 20th.
Mm-hmm.
So it's actually like very tight in the battle for league position beyond European spots lah. So I feel that maybe if we were more invested in La Liga, then we will be looking at that and
Definitely.
saying, oh, it's more competitive now. And maybe that's backing up Arjun's point in a way, because we don't see that side of other teams other leagues because we just don't care enough.
Yeah, no, I think the reason why we don't care enough is the way Premier League is marketed to us as compared to the other leagues. That's a massive part. Like, I don't even think we have La Liga available. Like,
we do.
we do, is it? Okay,
Yeah.
it was not available for a while. I think
it's about 1/3 the price of Premier League.
Yeah, but people still want to buy the
different
Premier League.
point.
Why is that so?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
People will still buy Premier League over other leagues.
Yeah.
Okay, so okay.
Actually, I want to give a simple. Okay, I just want to add one last point. You think about our show itself, right? We only focus on the European clubs, when it's UEFA Champions League or UEFA Europa League. Apart from that, we only focus on Premier League. That itself speaks a lot about how the Premier League is appealing to us and other leagues aren't. That's the truth, lah.
And I feel like the La Liga, right? Because they spent so much time in the past when Ronaldo and Messi were there. The way they marketed their league was based on the individual brilliance of those two players, whereas the Premier League focused on the competitiveness of the entire league. Like 20 teams, these 20 teams are all capable of getting a result against anybody in the league. And then now with Ronaldo gone and then of course Messi, he's still doing bits this season. I think he has the most goal involvements this year. Like it's almost as if he's carrying the league by himself. And yeah, it's true because I only watch La Liga highlights for Messi. That's it.
Yeah, that's why Barca want to keep hold of him, because they know if they lose him, the league, the whole coverage of their league is gone to the extra.
Honestly, the whole La Liga would have been happy would have breathed a sigh of relief when he stayed, because they know without him they're going to fall back even
they're in the
eventually.
mud. They are absolutely in the mud. There are people who are Barcelona fans simply because they are Messi fans.
Yeah,
exactly.
Right.
I think the same case was for Madrid and Ronaldo.
Same case for Ronaldo. Yeah. So
Hala GG.
yeah, you're right. Anyway, just to I guess sort of reply to Tarun's. Tarun, you were saying about La Liga, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the I mean this just I'm adding fuel to the fire. The top 6 in La Liga have a combined total of 24 losses among them.
Mm-hmm.
The top 6 of the Premier League has a combined total of 36 losses among them. So, 32. Yeah, 32 losses among them. So, I think like I know it's a very one-dimensional way of looking at it, but at least when you look at it that way, the Premier League seems more competitive to me.
Yeah, I mean, okay, I was mainly just referring to the non-European spots, which is more competitive. And that's a side of a league that we don't see, like, if you're not actually interested in the league. Unless, like, if you're talking about La Liga, unless you actually support, I don't know, Valencia or Getafe, you're not going to know that they are
Okay,
13, 14,
that's fair. Okay, okay, fine. Yep, okay. So from the eyes of people who support Champions League sides, like quote unquote bigger clubs, the Premier League is more competitive. Like to sort of support your point, actually, the gap between 17th and 6th in La Liga is 15 points. The gap between 17th and 6th in the Premier League is 14 points. So yeah, okay, fine. I think you have a point there. That's a very good point. That's a very good way of looking at it. So that was a very good topic. We talked about it for quite a long time. So can we move on?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So once again tonight, there's a big game, Man U versus Chelsea. Chelsea, who have found some much needed form after Tuchel came in, and they're playing very well. So what do you think is going to happen, guys? What's your score predictions for this match?
I can see it becoming another snooze fest, honestly.
Oh,
I think it's
I-
going to be a very bang average game for some reason. United want to preserve our away form. Tuchel doesn't want to lose because he hasn't lost. So it's just going to be safety first. I see it's just going to be like 1-1 or something. 0-0. Yeah. It's going to be quite boring.
Yeah, I think this has 0-0 potential. But I think my my prediction is based heavily on the reverse fixture, which was also the reverse fixture was also 0-0, right? Was it not?
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
near.
yeah, yeah. That was
Yeah.
a
Yeah,
terrible
it was a
game.
snooze fest, bro. Even talking about this game is putting me to sleep, bro. That was a bad
And that's
game.
so ironic. If you look at the attacking talent and
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
yeah, it's super ironic. But
No, but
that's how
I
it
feel
is.
like it's been the Man United strategy this entire season. Whenever they go away to the traditional big six clubs, I think they have like 3 or 4 0-0 results this season, and maybe
Yeah.
they just
It's quite
adopt the
surprising
strategy
'cause-
of preserving their points, I guess, or like
Yeah.
they don't want to lose as much.
Yeah, like last season we were winning all these big games, and suddenly for some reason this season we are just like grinding on boring draws lah. And which
Yeah.
is why I predict 1-1 also lah. I'm hoping for a goal so that it's worth watching it lah. Yeah.
12:30 at night.
I mean,
Yeah, okay.
I'm really hoping there's a way for both teams to lose, but
There is if like 2 players from each team get injured and then it's a 0-0.
Oh wow.
My man Tarun still holding on to some hope, bro. Liverpool are doing so bad. I think they are gonna lose in the Man U versus Chelsea match, bro. Like they can't seem to stop catching L's right now, man.
Are you
During the match you get
you're
a
playing Sheffield next, right?
no. During the match you
Yeah,
get a
no, we are
you get a
playing-
notification saying someone else got injured from Liverpool or some shit.
Yeah.
Minute number 5.
I won't even be surprised, man.
Ozan Kabak gets injured.
In training after ankle breaking tackle from Gini Vandala, who's leaving to Barcelona or something.
Kabak collides
I've-
with Davies, and both of them injured for 6 months.
I've just realized that Henderson is injured.
Yeah.
Oh my
How long
God.
before
for
Klopp
season.
starts in server?
Oh my God. Big Jurgen up top.
Okay, I think we should get moving, guys.
Yeah. Predictions. Let's Pramod, let's start
Yeah,
with you
so I
and
see
try
it
to
being
do it
a
in
0-0
English.
lah. Yeah.
0-0. Okay. Vikas
1-1.
1-1. Arjun in English, please.
1-0 to the Mighty Blues.
My
My team Blues. Biggest club in London.
3-0
That's
team over
a
and a hat
bit,
trick.
that's a bit fraudulent of you. Yes.
Okay, continue.
Okay, Tarun.
West Ham is
I
in London
actually
also,
think
by
United
the
will nick this 1-0.
way. Mm.
So sorry, you're gonna say United are gonna edge this one.
They're gonna win 1-0, I think.
Okay. Oh my God, this is. This has this has a 1-0 written all over it. I think it's a 1-0 to United.
I like it.
I like the optimism.
Oh, but
guys.
then
I'll take it, guys. I'll take it.
okay, so that fixture done. Actually, it's a good thing that it's happening at 12:30. We're all gonna be sleeping anyway. So anyway, let's move on.
Huh? What's
now
that got to
moving
do?
on.
Okay.
No, I mean that. Oh, we have to cut this out, bro. There's a. I'm gonna cut this out. Okay. Moving on to shouts from the stands. Last week we asked you who is the best centre back, of all time, and we've had.
By the way, there is a right
Quite
answer to this question, and
Yeah.
we'll be looking at that last.
Yes, definitely. I back him up on
so-
that.
Okay, so we've had quite a few answers. Not many, but a lot of submissions. But in terms of unique answers, we have about 3, actually 4, but we'll get to that. Okay, so first of all, overwhelming response in favor of Franz Beckenbauer as the best centre back of all time. We have at John Ignatius and at Gunamutu at CB1304. Oh, it's not overwhelming. John Ignatius has given three separate explanations. Okay. So yeah, so these 3 people have said Franz Beckenbauer. So who wants to take this?
Yeah, I think I'll take this.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a pretty good shout. Of course, we don't really know much about him because he's way back. But yeah, like if you speak to like the older generations, they usually talk about Beckenbauer as someone who innovated or like who evolved as a centre back. And he actually, I read up on him a bit, and he actually grew up idolizing a striker called Walt Fritter, and he was someone who played for West Germany. Yeah, Fritz Walter, sorry. Yeah, and then so he was actually a striker growing up, and so when he was in Bayern Munich's academy, he was playing in a forward role most of the times, and he eventually got shifted to midfield, and then obviously eventually he became a centre back. And what's so crazy about it is that he was good in all three positions, and so like he was that pioneering sweeper defender, I guess. And like his all-round play was I think one of the best of all time, because he was brought up as a striker. Obviously his finishing was very good. He was known for taking free kicks, I think. Like he would take free kicks for Bayern Munich and Germany, which is pretty impressive. And he was good at tackling. He had no weaknesses to this game in that sense, because he was a ball playing centre back in that time, which is very, very impressive.
Before it was cool.
Yeah, before it was a mainstream thing. And so he could dribble with the ball at his feet. He could find people. Yeah, so like I think something that's very unique about his career is that he's played like as a defender, as a midfielder, and a forward, and he's excelled at everything. And obviously, eventually, when he became a centre back, he was so dominant there because of his build, and just the fact that he was so all rounded. So I think a very good shot.
Yep. Also, a little side note, he won the World Cup both as a coach and captain of Germany. This is information provided by John Ignatius. So I think that's both as a player and a manager, I think that's a very niche club.
And also the fact that he won the Ballon d'Or twice. As a defender, that's very, very impressive.
Yeah, that's
actually
true.
Well, who's the last defender to win? Cambiaso, is it? I think so.
Oh yeah, Cambiaso. 2000. Wait, is Cambiaso a defender?
Yeah, I think so. Is he?
Wait, who am I thinking about? No, wait. There's a
Cambiaso.
Was he midfielder?
I think I'm. Cambiaso used to play for Leicester, right?
Yeah,
midfielder.
He's a midfielder. Yeah.
Who was the defender? Yes. Was it him? Or maybe.
No. Wait. Simple Google search.
Cannavaro.
Last defender.
Fabio Cannavaro.
Cannavaro. Sorry.
Yes, Cannavaro.
I meant Cannavaro. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it should have been Van Dijk.
Actually, I agree with that. Actually.
Really?
I do think.
Next week, guys. Next week. Okay. So, I think the player-manager thing, like winning the World Cup both as a player and as a coach, is quite crazy. Because I can't even think of another player who has done that. Is there another player who has done that?
I don't know.
I'm just asking before we move on.
Not off the top of my head, but
yeah, same. Not off the top of my head.
Having trouble remembering any.
Okay. Well, there's a very good case made for Franz Beckenbauer. And we move on to the next suggestion. We have quite a few people who say, quite a few. We have two people who said John Terry at Aniguni and at Gokul 17. They say John Terry. Aniguni says John Terry won everything and played every minute in 2015 at the age of 33 when they won the league. I remember that. It's a very impressive feat for any player at 33 years old, especially John Terry, who didn't really have that much pace. So it shows how well he can read the game. And and Gokul 17 says John Terry, captain, leader, legend, won it all and was in the World 11 5 consecutive times. I actually didn't know that. And he says he's a banging player. Ask Wayne Bridge, he would know.
Wow.
wow.
Brilliant.
If you don't know what that means, do a simple Google search. And
we'll keep it PG.
Who wants to take this?
I'll take it.
Okay.
Yeah. I was just looking up at Terry's record. I actually didn't know he had won so many accolades as a captain. Mm-hmm. So he has 5 Premier League titles. 5 is insane. Just putting it out there. 4 more than Liverpool. Then I just had to say it.
Why?
Okay. 4 FA Cups. 3 League Cups, 1 UEFA Europa League, and 1 Champions League title. So he's one of 5 players to have made over 500 appearances for Chelsea, and is also the club's all-time leading scorer for a defender. So yeah, I mean he's just. I mean I think that speaks for itself. It's just amazing stats, and yeah, I mean for me I only remember the infamous slip in the 2008 Champions League final, which cost Chelsea.
Yeah.
Yeah, but apart from that, I mean I think he's a banging player, as Gokul would put it. And yeah, I mean actually regarding this, right? So I was actually watching the World Cup. I think 50 Most Shocking Moments, the show by BBC, and one of it was, I mean, for regarding 2010 World Cup. And he came back into the World Cup squad right after this incident, if I'm not wrong. And actually, he was
with
putting
Wayne
his and one of the shocking moments was how he was putting his heart and soul for England. And one of the, I think he was on the goal line, and the striker took
he
a
used
shot.
his face, right?
He used
Yeah,
his
he
face
used
to
his
block
face,
the. It was basically a grounded
I
shot,
remember
and
that.
then he used his
Yeah,
face
I
to try and
remember
block it. So yeah, that's something like not many people do. Like only like world class, like really elite level defenders would do that, where they'll put their face where people will be afraid to put their feet at. So yeah, I think that itself, it's just amazing, like, and yeah, he is definitely indeed a banging player.
Why hasn't anyone said Phil Jones?
And David Luiz.
No, okay. Just running off what you were saying, because
Yeah.
I feel it's truly the mark of a elite level player when they can have all this negative press around them, and they still A, give their heart and soul on the pitch, and B, actually perform on the pitch, because it's so hard when everyone is sort of against you, because you're public enemy number one at that point.
Yeah,
So like all football fans, they need someone to hate at any given point of time.
yeah,
And John Terry was that person for a good 2 years
true.
because of everything he did with Wayne Bridge, and yeah.
Also, let's not
Yeah.
forget the season where they conceded 15 goals only. That's an insane stat. He was
Yeah.
part of that defense.
Yep.
Mm.
Yep. That's a very actually not many people say. I mean, we've had submissions, but if you go out and ask people like who's the best centre back of all time, I don't really think John Terry comes up as much as it should, and but he's here, and
Yeah,
rightly so.
honestly, I was quite surprised
He's in the
with John
conversation
Terry with two. I was quite surprised itself. Yeah, but yeah,
Okay. Can we move on?
Yes.
sure.
Okay. So I have special instructions. This submission, I will just ask Pramu to talk about it, and then he will introduce you. So go on, Pramu.
Oh, that was for Tarun actually, but okay.
Hey. this is
Okay. It still works. It still
TAT
works.
outtakes.
Yeah, it still works.
Okay,
It's
but
fine, it's fine.
basically the
no. We do Pramu's one first.
Okay.
So at Putur Tejas, he says Puyol, and I'm gonna
okay lah. I
give
will
Pramu.
keep it short lah, because I think we all know what a player Puyol was, and I was like in P4 when I saw him absolutely like be a rock of a defender against United in the Champions League finals when we lost. And okay, so Puyol, as we all know him for his elegant, like we don't really talk about his elegance. It's more of the wall of the team, and
Yep.
and that is very true, because he was actually, like, we don't talk about this side of him, but he was actually very versatile. He can play on both flank, and although he was a right back in the initial part of his career, he also played as a defensive midfielder, and he was also described as like a very robust and no nonsense kind of player. And contrary to what people think, he actually came out of the Barcelona academy, and also how we all have this perception that everyone who comes out of the academy are very elegant, right? He wasn't like the most gifted player. That's why he was actually partnered with someone like PK to form that centre defensive partnership for both Barca and Spain, so that his rock solid defensive nature can complement PK's more elegant ball playing style. So, and also PK once also said he's someone who, even if you're winning 3-0 and there's a few seconds left in the game, will shout at the top of his voice at you if he thinks your concentration is going. And that shows his resolute and very disciplined nature. And he was also another player like Vikas said, someone who's just not afraid to do anything to put his head and put his body in front of the ball and block it. So yeah, he's one of the best defenders. Like, he's someone actually we actually don't really talk about because of our investment in the Premier League, like what we discussed earlier this episode. But he's definitely up there as one of the best defenders, like at least in my lifetime. Like when I was growing up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I agree with everything you just said. But just as a side note, did anyone get a sort of secondary school presentation vibe from that whole monologue by Pramod? my man is reading from cue cards, bro.
Yeah, wasn't that bad lah.
Okay. Jokes aside, I think Puyol is a brilliant shout. I actually I have to admit I don't really know much about him because I didn't really watch him play that much. Because I've always been like a EPL, like I always watch Premier League. So, but I've seen some of the tackles he has done, some of the last ditch tackles. I think he was one of the best. Even as a guy who doesn't watch La Liga that much, but I see he's one of the best in terms of tackling, like last ditch slide tackles. I think he was amazing in that. But yeah, that's just my 2 cents. So anyone has anything to say about Puyol?
Do you all remember the time when they kicked the ball, like someone laced the ball and then he just put his head in front of the ball? If you all remember.
Yeah.
Those are the kind of things he's known for. And he's not particularly a big guy. He's 1.78, which is not amazingly huge for a defender.
Actually, that's crazy to be a top level centre back. He's 1.78. No, I know he was short, but 1.78.
Yep.
Usually defenders these days are at least 1.8 and 1.9. So to have his physical stats.
1.8 is too short to be a centre back these days.
Jamie Carragher is 1.83 and he's considered shorter.
Oh my god, he's 1.78. That just makes everything so much more impressive.
Exactly. Yep.
He's a great sportsman as well.
Yeah.
Excellent leader as well.
Yep.
Okay, move on.
Okay. Yep. Good shout, Puyol. Only one person saying Puyol, so that's quite interesting. So okay, now we move on. I'm not gonna tell you who the player is, and then I'm gonna give it to Tarun. Go on.
Okay guys, so we have reached the point where I tell you guys the definitive right answer to this question. So the player that I'm going to talk about is an excellent leader, he's an excellent defender, very talented. He's won silverware with his club. And the player I'm talking about is none other than Vikas.
Wow, what a guy.
Wow.
That's right.
Silverware.
Go on.
He's the captain who led our team to the Sinda Futsal 5's third place runner-up. And he's been very unlucky with injuries in recent times. In fact, he's still recovering from an ACL.
So committed to the game that
That's
even with the ACL that's not fully healed, he proceeded to play football and then tore his ACL again. That is commitment. That
just shows how much passion he has for the game. And there's only 2 people who said Vikas for some reason, and there was at Charan.12, fan of the show, and at Aniguni. And I don't know why there's only 2 people. There should be a lot more shouts for this. My personal vote goes to Vikas. Everyone here at TNT agrees that this is the right answer.
Yeah, definitely. He loves PES so much. He loves it more than FIFA.
Let's not forget
inside joke.
his centre back partner.
Oh yes, absolutely. Big shout out to
Why are we
Gerald
doing
George.
this actually?
Shout out to
Hey, go on. I love this. Carry on.
Big shout out to Gerald George. Maybe because you want to say a few words about your centre back partner.
Oh, this man.
Can I say some words about Gerald George? You can knock on his door and he'll still blue tick you.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be very surprised if he watches this.
Oh God.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
we
this episode
have to
going?
move on.
Yeah. Okay. Gerald George is okay. Let's keep it short. Gerald George is an amazing player who scores important goals for the club, just on the wrong side of the net. No, but yeah, I mean, yeah. No, I'm just kidding. He's a very good player. He plays. In case you all don't know, he plays with me as my centre back partner in my Sunday league, and he's another amazing player and definitely a fantastic shot by Anigani. I think that's the best answer anyone has given overall.
Okay. This has gone out of hand. So I'm gonna move it. We're gonna end soon, but before that, we're gonna do L of the week and Dub of the week. And this week's L of the week goes to Brighton and Hove Albion for losing 1-0, but not just that, they missed 2 penalties in the match. So they could have won 2-1. But they ended up losing 1-0.
Oh yeah,
they missed 2 penalties.
No, that's one thing. And did you guys see the free kick, which was very controversial?
Yeah.
They took a massive L on that. If you guys didn't know, so basically, I think Lewis Dunk, right? Lewis Dunk took the free kick and he wanted to take it early, so he asked the referee's permission, and the referee blew the whistle. He took it early, and then the referee realized he screwed up, and then he blows his whistle a second time, and he blew it right before the ball ends up in the net. And then there's a VAR. Initially, the goal was awarded. Then the VAR checked, and there was some confusion. And then end up the goal wasn't awarded, and the players weren't informed of it. And the thing is, the most jarring thing about this was Lewis Dunk apparently asked the referee if he could take it early, and the referee said yes. The referee was Lee Mason, I think.
Yeah,
And it's just horrendous.
Another
week for
example
them.
of
Premier League with the
refereeing
platinum standard refereeing yet again. It's only in the Premier League.
Yeah,
The most competitive league for amazing football and horrendous refereeing.
yeah, it's
the
really
thing
bad.
is,
If you guys haven't watched it, you should go watch it.
The thing is,
Yeah,
you can't
sorry,
even
sorry.
blame VAR for this. This is just the referee
Yeah, this is
being
just the referee
incompetent.
being. Yep. Okay. But the L of the week still goes to Brighton and Hove Albion, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Definitely, two
Okay.
penalties.
Yeah. So the dub of the week, we are actually gonna give the dub of the week to two people, John Stones and Ruben Diaz. Now, I came across this incredible statistic. John Stones and Ruben Diaz have scored more goals between the two of them than Man City have conceded as a whole in the past 16 games. In the last 16 games
mad.
that they have played together as a centre back partnership.
Insane.
That's insane.
Wow.
So we are truly witnessing some alien level football
yes.
from Man City. Honestly, I am in awe, and I think as a Liverpool fan, like if we forget about recent results, I think it says a lot about where Man City are. I think they are one notch above Liverpool. Not just right now. Like if Liverpool are at their best and Man City are at their best, I think Man City are at a whole different level.
Yeah.
Like I feel that Liverpool over the next 2 years might only get a chance at winning the title, or any other club might only get a chance at winning the title because Man City slipped out. Because
Yeah.
they are truly on a league of their own.
Do we
and
feel that
Yeah, I
Ruben
think-
Diaz is the best centre back now, like on form?
in the world, is it? I
Like-
would say
like
even
the
in the
league,
world.
in the
No, I think Premier League. I think it's fair.
Possible, yeah.
Stones.
Stone,
I would say
yeah,
Diaz
no,
is a
Diaz is better.
shout.
I mean, Stones contributes with goals.
I mean, okay, to be fair, they are benching Laporte lah. So yeah, that in itself
Yeah.
is Laporte can easily fit into a title-winning team, and yeah, the fact that he's being benched is pretty insane.
Yeah.
Why I say Diaz is because he's been a constant, and like I feel like he's galvanized the defense. Like
True.
like
Yeah.
like if you compare the results before the acquisition and after the acquisition of him, you can see how much better they are.
Yeah, definitely.
And and I'm sure that he's like, we all talk about Pep's rotation roulette because we play FPL a lot. One guy that is barely affected by this is Ruben Diaz, one, and maybe De Bruyne when he's fit. So yeah, that just speaks about the quality. If you're able to start week in, week out in a Pep team, then yeah, that just speaks to.
He gives me Van Dijk vibes, honestly, when he first come into the club. How he galvanized the whole team.
Yeah, there's actually been a lot of comparisons to Van Dijk in terms of Diaz's impact on the City defense. I don't necessarily agree because of the teams that they both walked into, but he's been he's actually been quite a key player in the defensive prowess this season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so are we are we done? So I think with that we can. Anyone else have anything to add?
Not really.
No,
Nope.
not really.
Okay, sick. Okay, so with that we've come to the end of episode 6 of the Next Team podcast. Thank you so much for watching. Follow us on Instagram at the Next Team SG. If you want to get featured next week on our Shots from the Stands segment, catch us on Spotify and YouTube. We are on there as the Next Team podcast, and follow us on all these platforms. Also, join our FPL Fantasy Premier League while you're at it. The link to that is in our Instagram bio. So thank you so much for watching, guys. We'll see you next week. See ya.
Peace.
Ciao, guys.
Ciao, guys.
She and I enjoyed some banter together.